All right, so, hello everyone. Welcome to another episode of Sports Factory Podcast. This is special because the NFL playoffs are here. This is where boys turn into men, right? Where legacies are created, where the GOATs of the NFL are built, where fans lose years of their life because they watch these stupid teams and these millionaires ruin their days because they don't have no plot. Jared, you have more plot than I do. I've never seen happiness. John, your team has seen happiness, but you weren't alive to enjoy it. So only one person out of us three have a shot to be happy this year. So we'll see. But that's the last game of the day. We're gonna do our predictions. We're gonna do basically get the gist of it, see how the matchups look for these games. There are 7 games in the wild card weekend, and we're gonna start with the first game of Saturday, the wild card weekend. What you about to say?
Yeah, before we start, I just want to say right? No. I just
Go ahead.
I love defense. My favorite player right now is on defense. My favorite player of all time is on defense. But with saying that, I want to apologize to the NFL. Like, I want to apologize to them for all the roughing the passer calls when we get upset, because now I understand. Like, these star QBs are out. And it's like gonna mess up the whole playoffs. Like with Lamar being out, with Tua being out, like now the playoffs are gonna be way more predictable. It's not gonna be as interesting. Oh, even Ryan Tannehill, when he missed, I doubt the Titans would have lost that game if he was playing. I know people say he's a chief manager or whatever, but he does a great job managing the team and getting them to wins. So yeah, NFL. Call all your penalties you want.
Yeah, man. 15-yard penalty.
Make it an offense-friendly game. Whatever you want to do. I'm sorry, I will never complain again about a roughing the passer call, because now I understand. That's all I want. I just want to start off by saying that.
Yeah, get that off your chest, man. Some of these games gonna be pretty terrible, especially the Sunday slate. But the Saturday slate could be a little interesting, maybe a little more interesting.
Yeah.
On Saturday, the first game of the day. Guys, this isn't 2013, so this isn't Russell Wilson versus Colin Kaepernick. This is Geno Smith versus Brock Purdy, baby. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? The rivalry is back, baby.
Yeah.
So, Seattle at San Francisco. Pete Carroll is not very confident in his team to win. That's hilarious that he has no faith in his team to beat San Francisco. So I guess maybe the rivalry isn't there. I don't know. But this seems predictable. San Francisco is obviously a world beater. Seattle was a little high early in the year and it kind of fell off at the end. What do y'all think about this match? What do y'all think about this 2013 NFC Championship rematch?
I'll be so sad if the Seahawks win. Like, I really don't want the Seahawks to win.
I know. I can see why. That's tough.
Yeah, it's even with Brock Purdy, I think the 49ers are definitely more of a complete overall team. I don't know who's a better coach between Carroll and
That's a good question.
Shanahan.
That's a good question.
Yeah.
I'll say
go ahead, John.
Carroll. Yeah, I'll give it to Pete Carroll. The fact that the Seahawks made the playoffs this year, to me, is super impressive. Especially losing such a dynamic QB and
he's dynamic, man.
Yeah, that's a word.
Was dynamic, or whatever you want to say. We all know what he was in Seattle. That's all that really matters. So after losing that, losing Jamal Adams, not that much of an impact player, but still a pretty good player. Losing all those players, and I can just tell, like, if you're a Seahawks fan, you didn't have any hope, because I've seen the blogs, I've seen everything. So the fact that the Seahawks actually made it to the playoffs is super impressive to me. I do think they're outmatched. I do think I do think the 49ers are a better team and just have more talent. So yeah, I'll go with the 49ers. If I had to predict the score,
should be like by 17.
24.
27-13 49ers.
I feel that. That seemed nice. I like that. That's nice. That's a good safe score. Seattle, y'all had one of the best years possible for a team that's not going to win a Super Bowl. I mean, like, you made the playoffs, you got a Pro Bowler quarterback, it's not Russell Wilson, and you're going to get a top 5 pick in the draft.
God.
I mean, wow. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, wow. You're a playoff team with a top 5 pick. So beautiful. So that's a great year, man. You clap it up. If San Francisco destroy you, it's fine. It's a great year. And Seattle consistently hoes and haunts Jared because Seattle destroyed Jared in the Super Bowl and is taking Jared's draft picks for years. Tough.
Yep.
According to Richard Sherman, Pete Carroll was trolling when he was didn't have any confidence and said that the 49ers were some great team or whatever he said. According to Richard Sherman, he was trolling.
Oh.
I mean, he knows. I guess he knows him more than we do, right? So.
Yeah.
Okay. I give you that.
I've seen him riding around on his scooter. He seems very carefree, so.
They lost both games in the regular season, right? To the 49ers?
They lost both games?
I think so.
Maybe.
I mean, that makes sense. I wouldn't be surprised. I don't honestly think they'll win. They probably
I don't
will.
either.
But I do think they'll make it a competitive game, especially with them in their division. So, way more competitive than it would have been with the Packers.
Yeah, F. Aaron Rodgers. He's probably retiring too. The next game, which is a better game, one of the better games I can say. Chargers at Jaguars. The Jaguars made a great run at the end of the season. The Titans were way ahead of them, and the Titans lost every game, 7 straight, 2 months worth. And the Jaguars caught up. That's the only way you can catch up, being now that ahead of everybody. That's the only way you can catch up. So, Jaguars, y'all in the postseason. Trevor Lawrence looking good. Good for y'all. You got a home playoff game. I know, John, you have a little beef with Justin Herbert. We'll see. What do you think happened in Justin Herbert's first ever playoff game? What is your prediction?
Yeah. So, I think he lucked up going against the Jags instead of the Titans because defensively, they definitely would have gave them fits. I don't know too much about the Jags defense. Like I know the Cowboys, we put up a lot of points against them. Ultimately, they had a pick 6 to end the game, but I don't know. I think it's if he had to choose which defense he would rather face, I'm pretty sure he would rather face the Jaguars defense. So I think he'll be all right. I don't necessarily have a problem with him. I have a problem with Chargers fans saying that he's just so much better than Dak. And
what does Dak have to do with this?
You said, what does Dak have to do with this? Well, because they're saying Dak suck and they're bringing Justin Herbert up. But to bring Justin Herbert up, they're taking Dak down. And I'm just like, okay, what has he done to be at that level? What he hasn't done with Josh Allen, he hasn't done with Patrick Mahomes.
But he had some good seasons. He threw 5,000 yards last, not 2022.
He had a good season, but if you have a good season and you have an opportunity to make it into the playoffs and you lose,
he's here
you
now.
Should be ridiculed.
He's here now.
Just like now, let's just put it in perspective. If the Cowboys would have lost that game, let's say it was the Cowboys versus the Giants, but not this year's Giants, like a couple years ago Giants, and we had to face them to get into the postseason. Oh, how about we do it with the Eagles? Remember when we had to face the Eagles 2019 to get in the playoffs and we lost? What did everybody say about us? They talked about that for 2 months straight. Now everybody forgot what happened with the Lions and Aaron Rodgers. So I do think the Lions probably a lot better than the record or whatever you want to say. But still, like that's a game he should have won. So and then now we go back to Justin Herbert when he played the Raiders. That's a game you're obviously, well not obviously, but you're the better team. So that's a game you should win. Against the Texans, that's a game you should win. So if you're gonna be some top QB, you have to win those games. That's all I was saying.
So
but I like Justin Herbert.
This?
He's quiet. He's calm, collect. He's a great football player. I just think sometimes when it comes to winning, that's more important than being talented. Look at Aaron Rodgers once again.
Win this game. He's gonna win. He's gonna win this big game. Do you think he'll win this big game? Because this is a big game.
I think he'll win this game.
This big game. Do you think that he's gonna show? Do you think he'll win this big game?
I think he's gonna win this game.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Good question, Jerry. What you think? Like, I need to get some more input before I make my decision.
So I have a bias in pretty much every game. So
yeah, man.
Take that into account.
Yeah, you know biases.
I do think the Jags are going to win, though.
Wow.
I think the Jags are coming in a little more hot than the Chargers, which I do think matters in the playoffs.
Okay.
And I don't like the Chargers, so
there you go.
Hey, that's enough for me.
They lost Mike Williams. I think he's a huge part of their offense.
I pick the Chargers, man. I'm picking the Chargers.
Okay.
I pick the Chargers.
I have some bias too. You know, what they said about Dak early in the season. So I still have a grudge because of that. So, you know, I do think, like, on paper, the Chargers should win, but we see what they do. So I'm gonna go Jags 28, Chargers 24.
Interesting. I say Chargers by 4. I think,
but that's not like that. I mean, I could flip a coin on that. So it's not something I'm taking to the bank. Just to
it should be a good game. I didn't want Tennessee in there because I don't know who Josh Dobbs. I don't want him playing the. No, that would be terrible. I don't want. We need some.
It'll be a low scoring game though. Like they wouldn't.
It'll be a very terrible wild card weekend. We need, if that was the playoff matchup, we need Trevor Lawrence versus Justin Herbert. So we'll see how that goes.
Did they tank to play them?
Who? The Chargers?
If the Chargers would have won, like, would they still been in?
No, they had the 5 seed locked going into that game.
Yeah.
And they still played their starters. They're dumb.
They had to get hot. It
didn't work.
They still lost, but they had to get like. It's funny. Russell Wilson started playing well the last game. Y'all just like us. Just play well when it don't matter.
Yeah.
Now we go to Sunday. Sunday's pretty terrible. There's not really much evaluation in these games, but besides one of them, but we'll still talk. First game, Skylar Thompson is gonna march to Buffalo and get destroyed. Miami Dolphins at Buffalo Bills, 3rd string quarterback.
Yeah.
Buffalo by 1,000. I don't know. Buffalo should. That's so terrible. Tua. Should you might need to retire, Tua. All these concussions, man. Like, dang, and you messing up the playoffs right now, man. I want at least Teddy Bridgewater to get in there, but dang, not even Teddy Bridgewater. Skylar.
Is he hurt or what happened to Teddy? Oh,
yeah. So
Teddy 2 gloves.
Yeah. So I mean, I don't know what analysis you want to put into that game. There is no analysis really.
Yeah. I mean, we saw this last year with the Bills versus New England. Like, what they did to them in that playoff game was absolutely disgusting. But, honestly, I do think the Dolphins' game plan, like, defensively, will give the Bills some type of fit. Like, I don't think they're going to win. I think it may start off competitive, but depending on the QB, like, long as he's not throwing interceptions, long as he's not fumbling, long as they can somewhat move the ball, I can see it being a competitive game. But that sucks for Tua. Maybe he take a year or two off, get fully healthy. They kept rushing him back, and honestly, if they would have just waited, he'd have been back for the playoffs. But they risked his health to make the playoffs. They made it.
Would they have gotten to the playoffs without him?
Well, I guess, I don't know. What do you guys prefer? You guys prefer to make the playoffs and get embarrassed? Or
I prefer not to kill my quarterback, but,
Hey, that's fair. Me personally, I don't think he should have played.
Yeah.
This is kind of going back to the Lions in Green Bay. Jesse, we kind of talked about that a little bit. Would you rather them have made it or not made it? And would you rather be embarrassed by 49ers or lose to the Lions?
I was like, I'll take take your chances.
I don't think the game. I think it'll be somewhat competitive starting off, and then eventually the Bills will, do what the Bills do.
I say Buffalo by 21.
Okay.
That much for me. I'm gonna move on to this next game because this next game is much more exciting. Probably the game or one of the games of the week. The Giants at the Vikings. Now I'll tell you about the Vikings. There are many games this year that have been boring in the NFL, like snores. The Vikings do not produce boring games. They're one of the only teams that you should watch because they're actually entertaining. And I say they're a scary team, but not for a good reason. They're scary because they give their fans heart attacks. If you root for the Vikings, it's freaking terrible. A couple examples: Vikings versus Bills. Wow. Another example: Vikings versus Colts. Wow. You see what I'm saying? They've had 2 wow games. They're a wow team. They're facing the Giants, which is also a pretty good team. This could be another heart attack game. I think it will be. It could be a 1-point game. That's why I see this as. This seems like a 1-point game. The Vikings playing stupid to start out. Giants get a lead, and the Vikings come back, and it goes back and forth a little bit. At the end, it's just like who has the ball last type of thing. I can clearly see that. That might be the game of the weekend. I picked the Vikings to win this game by 1 point because they're a heart attack team.
Okay.
What do you have?
Originally I said in the playoffs, my hot take was to the Super Bowl, the Ravens and the Giants.
Oh, that's tough.
I think Giants. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with the Giants. I think the Giants ultimately win this game. Maybe by a field goal or something around there. I don't think they're gonna blow them out or anything like that. I do think Kirk Cousins will probably struggle with their defense. So and then Saquon is looking great. So I think the Giants will be able to move the ball. Obviously, the Vikings got Justin Jefferson, so I don't think it'll just be like totally one-sided. But I do think the Vikings will struggle a little bit playing the Giants' defense. I think it'll be a low-scoring game. Well, not low-scoring, but maybe like 21-24.
I see 24-23.
Ooh.
I see very close.
I'll take the Vikings by 10.
Wait, you say you have a bias in every game. What bias do you have in this game?
Maybe not this game.
Yeah,
this might be the only game I don't have a bias in.
Yeah, but it's chill beats. Yeah. What's the Bills? What about the Bills and Dolphins? What's the bias there?
Von Miller getting his third Super Bowl ring.
Oh, look at that. You love my man.
They're a different team. Yeah.
Give him a clap. Yeah, that's my man. Hey, love your players, man. Hey, JJ Watt, you just retired, man. We love you too, man. That's my guy. Too bad never got a ring. Don't got that Von Miller plot. Don't got that Von Miller plot. Next game. Another terrible one. Could have been good, but very terrible. Baltimore Ravens at Cincinnati Bengals. What do y'all think about that masterpiece game that's about to happen on Sunday Night Football?
They gotta flex it, bro. They should have just flexed it. They should have had that as the first game on Saturday.
Yeah, for sure.
Like, you had time to flex it. Well, I mean, I guess it really depends, like, if Lamar was gonna play or not.
Yeah,
he kind of dragged it all week if he was gonna play. So I guess if the NFL is looking at it from that aspect, I mean, the Bengals fans. They're gonna be super happy. They're gonna be lively because their team.
That should be a freebie. That's a freebie. Now,
should be.
This is one of those games like, okay, Lamar didn't play. It makes sense, Lamar. You don't have to play. Don't play this game. They're not paying you any money. You have a bad knee. Don't risk that because you have no insurance. The money. So don't play. If they pay Lamar Jackson, he'll play his game. 1,000%. If they played him, he'd play because I got my insurance. I got my guaranteed money. So if I get hurt, I'm still getting paid. That's not happening anymore. That didn't happen at all. So Lamar, they hold you, but maybe another team will love you more. Because there's a lot of quarterback-dependent teams. There's like 7 teams that are starving for a quarterback. Maybe Jared's team might be. We'll see. But I certainly am. My whole division is basically like 3 out of the 4 teams in my division need a quarterback. We're quarterback hungry. So, but
go to the Raiders.
And even if I think this was last year, he probably still would have played. I think it was just like the way they handled his situation, especially with Deshaun Watson getting all that guaranteed money, and then they just gave the guy on the defense that money. So it's like, it's a lot of little disrespect in there to where he's like, okay, well, I'm probably not going to go out there and risk my health for a team that doesn't like fully respect me, that doesn't fully believe in me. Okay, I'm going to show you guys, like, you guys need me more than I need you.
Imagine Tyler Huntley go to a Super Bowl. Imagine, John, you still correct. The Ravens making Tyler Huntley make a Super Bowl. Like, yeah, it's a good thing we ain't pay Lamar. Ha ha.
Oh, is he gonna play?
I assume so.
Oh, okay. Because I mean, I know he was nursing an injury. Well, if he played, I think
it's Bengals by 17. It's Bengals by 17.
Yeah. No. I don't got him. If he play and he's healthy, I'll say. I keep saying 21-24. That's like my go-to. Maybe 21-28.
You think they going, huh?
No. Okay, let's knock it down.
It's a closer game.
14-21.
27-13.
That's another safe one. I like that one. He did 2 times. They got that twice. I can have it twice this weekend. I feel it. I feel it. So, we got through all the games. There's obviously, the game everyone's going to be talking about, right? It is the biggest game of the weekend. It's technically not the weekend. It becomes the week again. It will
Martin
be
Luther King weekend.
Oh, I got you.
Um,
It'll be the Dallas Cowboys
Yeah.
versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. These are two teams that you don't know what the hell they are. I can't tell what's going to happen because I don't know if these people are good or not. I can't tell. Dallas just lost to Sam Howell. Is that his name? The third string on the Washington Commanders. That's not Tom Brady. That's not Tom Brady. But the Buccaneers, they also suck. But do they suck? You see what I'm saying? You're like, do the Buccaneers suck or don't they? Do the Cowboys suck or don't they? We'll find out this Monday. You know what I'm saying? I don't know. I want to pick the Cowboys to win this game. I feel like you're 0-7 against Tom Brady. Tom Brady and the Buccaneers, they try to get a little hot at the end of the season. They try to, they had a good game against Carolina. They try to practice, do a little against Atlanta. I was like, nah, I don't see it. I thought Dallas would blow out the Commanders and like prove a point, but they got blown out. So that's hilarious. But I think Dallas does win a close one. I think Dak Prescott gets his second playoff win, so he can get just a little bit closer to Tom Brady, who has like 36 or 37 of them.
It's almost there.
I think Tom Brady has as many playoff wins as the Cowboy franchise. Like, it's close, and that's freaking
Ooh.
That's freaking crazy. That is a thing. That just by himself. That, yeah. Hey, but Dak gets one game closer, right, to get into that Tom Brady record. But I think Dak wins this game, and you're going to go face the Philadelphia Eagles next week. I think y'all win. I got hope in y'all. Y'all make me laugh. I'm going to laugh hard, but I got hope in you. So. I'm gonna let Jared go. I'm gonna let Jared go because you get the floor. You get the floor, and you are the Cowboys fan. So Jared, you go. What do you think about this game?
I'm taking the Bucks. I think the way they came into the season or into the postseason, I think says a lot about how they're going to perform. Yeah, I'll take the Bucks. Not a blowout. I think it'll be close. Maybe by like 3-7, a one-score game.
That's hilarious. Do you think?
Yeah, because the Cowboys, we don't like lose badly. We always lose heartbreakingly. You know, like
do you think it's gonna be a funny game? Like I'm asking Jared, do you think it's a funny game?
And we always lose like painfully. Like it won't be please, if we lose, give me a blowout so I can just go on about my day. I don't want to have it come down to like the last play, the last second, and we run like a fucking QB draw, and next thing you know, you don't get the timeout, and you don't get to spike the ball in time. So if we do lose, I just want to lose, blow us out. Don't make it close. Don't make it competitive, and we can just go on about our day.
But John, that may or may not happen. I'm gonna give you the floor. I'm gonna even mute my mic. I'm gonna give you the floor. It's all you. Cowboys at Buccaneers. How you feeling?
Okay, so I want to say two things because I've seen a lot of people talking about the game against Washington. First off, I want to say the NFL. I just said I wouldn't complain to you, but this happened previously. Like they did us wrong. Like it shouldn't have been the Eagles and the Cowboys. We shouldn't have played at the same time. Because either way it goes, it's like if the Eagles win, then it's pointless for the Cowboys to play. But if the Eagles would have played at 12 p.m., if they would have played the 12 p.m. game, then the Cowboys would have known, like, okay, well, the Eagles got the number one seed, so there's no point of us actually playing. But they made us play at the same time. So it's like, and we, going into the game, the Cowboys knew that the Giants were going to sit their starters. So it's like, are the Eagles going to lose against the Giants' backups? Like, they'll probably beat their starters. Are they going to lose to their backups? Obviously, they're not going to. So, the fact that we even started our players is just like... I know they had to start them because the media would have killed them if they didn't. But it's the fact that, everybody knew the Eagles weren't going to lose to the Giants. So, I think that took a toll on our players as well. And they kind of played unmotivated and, they didn't want to play... They probably didn't care that much about that game, and it really showed. So I'm not gonna worry about that game. That game, it doesn't concern me. But in fact, I'm actually glad we lost because that made Michael Parsons say some stuff. That made him question: are the Cowboys really who everybody say they are? Or are we gonna be a good team? Or what team are we? He had some very cryptic things to say about us. So I think that'll give them some motivation. Okay, you guys, this was a sample. This is what we do in the playoffs. So if you go and play the exact same game you just played, you're going to lose in the playoffs. So you need to be better than this. You need to come out Dak got those interceptions out the way. Like, you coming in with a clean slate.
Get all that BS out the way, huh? Like that sounds like that's a very Michael Irvin answer. This is a very Michael Irvin answer. Continue.
So everything that happened, like, even for the Bucks have a clean slate. Like, it's two teams going in with a clean slate. We can say everything that happened in the regular season, it won't matter anymore. It won't matter. So in the last game, I don't think it will matter. I think these are two teams that desperately need a win. I mean, I guess Tom Brady don't desperately, but he's a super competitive guy, so he's gonna want to beat, especially the Cowboys. Any team like the Cowboys, so that's like an extra boost when you play them. So I think, and then obviously the Cowboys, 3 playoff wins in 30 years or whatever. So like this, we haven't won a playoff on the road since I wasn't even born yet. So I think this is an important game for them. And then it's an important game for crazy. As well. So it's so much on the line. So now that we got that out the way, I think the Cowboys will win just because Micah Parsons is upset. And I think his leadership, his skills on the field, I think it would all translate in this game. I don't think the Bucks are a bad team. I think the Bucks just play bad throughout the year. When you look at them, like, totality, now they're in the playoffs. So you look at, like, I look around and see their talent, and for the most part, they're a talented team. And on top of being talented, you do have the GOAT. You do have the greatest QB of all time. Not just in the regular season, but also in the postseason. So, like you said, Mr. Clutch, fourth quarter badge, activated, all of that. So when you consider all of that, I think the Bucks are, more than what people give them credit for. Because if they beat us, they were a bad team, they beat us. If we beat them, they weren't a good team, blah, blah, blah. I think these are two straight-up teams. They're evenly matched. Some do good on one side of the ball. Some don't do good on the other side of the ball. So I think we'll collide. I think the Cowboys are going to win this game. If the Cowboys win, it's going to be, let's say, 28-14.
Wow, a statement game. They say, hey, Philadelphia, watch us. You ready for us, Philadelphia? We're coming for you. And then Jalen Hurts dropped 4 touchdowns.
That would be a low-scoring game too, though.
No, the thing is, but if you win this game, right. I say you win. It's 2-1 win. Obviously, you're gonna say you win. I'm not biased at all. So that's, you should clap for me. I said you're gonna win this game. Y'all face the Eagles. That'll be the first time y'all facing, like, your quarterback versus quarterback. Like, it's been the backups on the opposite sides both times, and y'all both put up fights. So that's gonna be a good little, WWE promo for that. A good little build up for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, now they're gonna collide with their starting quarterbacks. But I'm rushing too far ahead because you have to get past Tom Brady first before we even start talking about this type of stuff.
Yeah, honestly, I'm more scared of Tom Brady than I am of the Eagles. Like, because it's like it's a certain hump you got to get over. Like, just kind of like with Aaron Rodgers. Every time you go down that road and you see that speed bump, you need to accelerate before you can get over it. And I just feel like getting over the Bucks will be a hump that will, like, propel us to the highest level, which would be the Super Bowl. But I'm not worried about the Eagles. If we make it to the Eagles,
yeah, you know what I'm saying? If you make it to the Eagles, I'm gonna give you 5 minutes and just talk your mess to Philadelphia. Say, Philadelphia, you suck. I hate Rocky.
I wouldn't say they suck.
Say Allen Iverson. I don't like Allen Iverson. Just go in and get on everything Philadelphia.
I don't want to hate on the Eagles. I just think, like, that's our little brother,
Dang.
Like,
and your little brother seeing more success
than you. They didn't play it. Like, that's how I feel. Like, even the Giants. Like, the Giants are a great team, but the Giants know if they played us right now,
it's over.
Like
Raps.
With the Bills, like, when the Bills play the New England right now, that's their little brother. Like, it's it's raps. Like, if they play them in the postseason, hey.
But Philadelphia fans will be like, how are we your little brother? We've seen our Super Bowl ring in the last 5 years, and we the number 1 seed right now. But hey, y'all got 5.
I mean, your little brother can be good. Like, look at Travis Kelce. Travis Kelce is, he's a superstar right now compared to his brother. I mean, they're both really great players. So let me say that. But I think obviously, Travis Kelce is probably a little better. But the little brother can come up too.
Which of the Watt brothers are better?
Huh?
Which of the Watt brothers are better?
Look at
JJ or TJ?
It's clear. Later on. Are we talking about in their prime?
I got a statue. Like, I got a little trophy statue of JJ Watt, so I'm gonna go with JJ Watt.
Yeah, like in their peak is JJ, but TJ's pretty good though. TJ's a very good player, but in their prime, hey, we love you, JJ, man. You know what I'm saying? We love you, man. Just, you couldn't get no Von Miller or Aaron Donald.
There you go, right now. That's another. I'm glad I didn't even catch on to what you were doing, but that's another little brother who's came up and surpassed. So the little brother surpassed the big brother. So
the big brother got hurt. Tough.
It happens. So little brother, the Eagles. You're our little brother. If we play you, sorry, we're gonna have to show you.
Dang. First we have to see if you. Yeah, because you can't. You can't look past.
That's why I don't want to get too ahead.
You look past.
Like that, we get over the hump. That's it. We don't. Then we'll have the 49ers and Now that's a game I'm not gonna come in here and say we're gonna automatically win. I'll have to see. But if we play the Eagles,
that's the game we gotta see, right? That's gonna be funny. That's a very clippable game. That's a very clippable game. So we'll see. That's very clippable.
Little brother, kind of strong. But I think we're a little strong. But yeah, like you said, we have to get past Tom Brady. He's not some scrub, but hopefully, we'll get him. We'll retire him. He can go on about his life
and go about his business and find another wife. Ha ha ha! I'm stupid. So that is the Super Wildcard Weekend. The Super Wildcard Weekend. Hopefully, it's entertaining. There are only maybe 2 or 3 games that should be entertaining, but hey, you never know. Skylar Thompson and Tyler Huntley might go off. We never know. Geno Smith might say, hey, this is why I'm a Pro Bowler, baby, and may go off. So we'll see. I don't believe it, but.
Because you're writing them off.
I'm writing them off.
He didn't write back.
He didn't write back. He never wrote back. Hey, don't write me back, buddy. And for the conclusion of that, Jared, your team sucks. My team is much worse. John, you're the only one out of us 3 who has any hope. And many people hate you. They don't want you to win for obvious reasons.
Me.
We'll see. Yeah, most people, even me too. But we will see. We will see if you make it through and actually win. But
I expect that when you're America's team, America's team, you get a lot of hate, unsolicited hate, like just randomly.
Partially solicited.
Y'all be talking a lot.
Yeah,
it's not.
We haven't been talking like that. Like it's been a while.
Yeah.
Y'all, hey, get out the past. Y'all.
That's what we tell y'all. That's what we tell y'all.
Right.
Like how y'all always say, we always say this is our year. We haven't said that in a couple.
I mean, you haven't said that.
I've known many Cowboys fans this year who said that.
You haven't said that.
Well, when I say collectively, I know there are people who still saying it, but I'm saying collectively. Like, it was a point in time where if you were a Cowboy fan, like you couldn't be a fan without saying this is our year. Like, it's in the criteria.
The Cowboy. The more y'all say that, the more y'all don't win. That's hilarious.
It's 2023. The contract is updated. We don't have to say that anymore.
Y'all gotta beat y'all 30 year, man. 30 years is close. 95 is 30 years, man. So if it's 2025, y'all still that's tough. That's tough. Y'all gotta beat y'all 30-year mark. Because if y'all go past that, then y'all gonna start being in them droughts. They're gonna put you in them lists of longest championship droughts. You don't want to be on that list. Y'all the Cowboys, America's team. Y'all not supposed to be on that list. You're not supposed to be up there with the Bengals. Well, the Bengals never made it. But other teams that don't ever go or never win or have won one time a long time ago. I can't even think of a team that's won so long ago. Like, what other team has won 30, 40 years ago? Or maybe the Jets. Yeah, the Jets. They won 50 years ago. There you go. Don't be like the Jets. That's pretty bad. The Chiefs won 50 years as well, so maybe you go 50 years. Yeah, so you have time. Make sure you're not the Jets or the Chiefs. The Chiefs eventually got good, but don't go 50 years. That's pretty tough. But you're about to hit your 30-year mark. So, and Jared, how many years for you? Is that 5?
7.
7?
2015.
That's not bad.
That's not bad.
That's not
single
bad.
digits.
Is that how long time? Is that last time y'all made the postseason now?
Yeah.
Okay, that's bad. So
we've had 6 or 7 consecutive losing seasons.
Okay, that's terrible. But at least you got a Super Bowl out there, huh?
Yeah.
I take that. That's not a bad deal. Look at me. I take that. I've had losing seasons just to lose. Yeah, that might be just like the Rams. The Rams, they look just like that with the. So, yeah. Congrats, Jared. You got a little plot on your side. Congrats. John, maybe get some plot this year. I'm not getting Bryce Young or any plot. So, that's the end of me. The Colts going to trade up and get Bryce Young and hold me for years. That's hilarious. I love it. That team's depressing. That's a very stupid team.
Hey, that was a funny game.
That was funny though. I chuckled. I had to chuckle. 'Cause my man played for a tie in week 1 when I wanted to freaking win. He played for a tie, and then when I wanted to lose, he played for a win. I was like, yeah, man, just keep going. You know what I'm saying?
Last game of the season, like that's not. If in the first game, yeah, I played for the tie, but the last game, I'm going all in. I'm gonna. In fact, he probably didn't want him to complete that pass, but he still completed it. Because if he didn't complete that pass, then the game is over. But he did it. They're laughing, giggling, having a great time. While the fans are suffering.
Well, I tell you, Lovie Smith. I'll tell you what, man, Chicago Bear legend. Chicago Bears love you, man. The Bears fans, they love you. They adore you. You took them to a Super Bowl 15 years ago, 16 years ago, something like that. And look at you now, getting that number 1 pick. Lovie Smith was a freaking inside spy.
Loyal.
If you're gonna fire me after the first year, I'm going out with a bang. Like I'm not. I'm gonna.
Yeah, man. Make sure you don't get hired ever again. I love that. But I'm gonna get away from that. I can't talk about it anymore. I'm gonna end this now. I'm not gonna talk about it.
That's funny.
I can't because they're trying to add more bad memories in my mind. I'm not trying to do that. I've already seen too much 24-0 and all that stuff. I'm not. No, the team that can't fail correctly, the team that doesn't know how to lose. I'm not. No.
So what do you see out of them going forward?
I don't see nothing. I see doom and sadness. I don't see that. They proved to me they got no plot, and they never will, and that's tough. If you can't lose correctly, that's how you know your plot just don't work. Like, how do you not know how to lose a game? You've lost all year.
They saved that young man.
Hey, maybe they say Bryce Young. Send him to Indianapolis, where the Colts almost had Andrew Luck get killed. We had him a lacerated kidney, all that. Send him over there. He can go ahead and do that. Send him to the Colts. Fine. Whatever. Okay.
They got a way better offensive. Well, I don't know about now. They kind of
no. It's not like that.
Offensive line's pretty solid.
It's not like that. We had some good tackles. We had good tackles. Our tackles were really good. We had a good left tackle and right tackle. We just don't have a good quarterback. So that doesn't matter. If you're blocking for a person just throws interceptions. There's nothing. There's nothing that matters with that. It's just
yeah.
So it wouldn't even matter. But hey, whatever. Thank you guys for watching. Wild Card Week is gonna be fun. We're gonna make sure to do more of these. We're gonna try to do this on a weekly basis. We'll see how the schedule works. But hopefully it's a good weekend. And if it's not, hopefully next weekend's even better. We will talk to y'all on the next one. And we out of here. Peace.